While most of us are used to putting mums in our garden to add some fall color, you may be a little tired of that being your only color. Well, I want you to think about another group of plants that really reached their peak in the autumn, and that's the salvias. Salvias are wonderful plants to plant for Oklahoma because they grow so well in our heat and they bloom very well, and there's a wide variety of colors. You also can find both perennials and annual salvias that will do great in your garden. Now, it requires a little bit of thinking ahead. We want to plant these earlier in the year. However, if you do that, you will have some great color in your garden in the fall. And one of the salvias that I wanted to show you is the autumn salvia. And it actually has that name because it does bloom so well in the autumn. Now, it will bloom in the spring with a nice flush of bloom. It will bloom a little bit during the hot part of the summer, and then we'll have this beautiful flush in the fall. Now, the autumn salvia, it's also known as cherry sage and Gregg sage, has beautiful green leaves and spikes of very bright flowers. Now, the flowers can come in shades of pink. They also can come in yellow and white and almost red colors, and they're very bright. The shrub gets anywhere from 2 to 3 feet tall, and it really benefits if you cut it back by about half in the spring before it starts growing. You'll get a more bushy shrub. You can also cut it back, just do a little bit of tip pruning throughout the summer, and you'll get a very nice flush of bloom in the fall. Now, it likes an area where it is very, very well drained, and it likes either a full day sun or at least a half day of sun to really bloom well for you. Now, it is hardy to zone 7. Here it is hardy. This has been with us for several years. However, it has a tendency, if you have it in a not well drained spot, to die out over a winter, especially if we have a wet winter and that soil is very thick. So be sure to plant it in a place where it gets really good drainage. Now, this is just the species salvia, but I want to show you a selection that's beautiful. Now, this particular cultivar of autumn sage is called Pink Preference, and you can see why it gets that name. This is just an almost electric color of pink. I really like this one. It shows up well from across the garden, and not only are the flowers pink, but you can also see that the calyxes here are a purple, and also the flower stalk, so you even get color after it's bloomed, and we've got bloom here and will continue to bloom on the top. So this is just a beautiful, beautiful selection of autumn sage. Now, the other salvia that I wanted to show you here in the cottage vine garden is one that we've looked at earlier. However, wanted to show it to you again because it is just absolutely gorgeous. This is the Van Hoot salvia, and you can see why it's just beautiful. You can see why I wanted to show you again, because this is just excellent fall color for the garden. Now, not only do we have these carmine red flowers, but again, our calyxes have a beautiful burgundy color in our stems, and it also has some very, very pretty foliage. We have nice shiny green leaves, and this plant unfortunately is not hardy here. It's an annual, but boy, what an annual. This is beautiful, and you can see the combination with one of our other great fall salvias, our Mexican bush sage, or Salvia leucantha. That purple and red and burgundy really packs a punch for the garden.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.